Hello and welcome to another Let's Play of Eldfall Chronicles, the Heart of Obsidian campaign, featuring the party of neutrals, or the faction of neutrals, with the Onitashi, the Slayer Dragoon, and the Taskmage Explorer, who still has her first aid kit upgrade. And as you can see here, the Slayer Dragoon at the top left is not mounted even when she has purchased her Lupus Rex. This is because, as you can see here in relation, just let me get a ruler, the tunnels are quite small, and I'm curious if in this instance the faction will not only succeed but also be able to destroy all the hostiles, and maybe even this time in my fourth playthrough of this campaign we will actually see the Colossus in action and not just being ignored. As usual, the darkness rules, environmental rule is active, so therefore all models have only a line of sight within their awareness and suffer a -3 penalty when the target is outside of half their awareness range, with the exception of our Slayer Dragoon, because she is a Coalition of Fenian model, or has the affiliation of Coalition of Fenian, and models with this affiliation are accepted from this rule. So otherwise, 2 golems, 2 gargoyles who are patrolling, and the Colossus. And as previously, I will allow the golems and the gargoyle to do awareness checks, so basically agility tests, to see if they are allowed to activate, because otherwise, as previously and despite my special rule, the party just run through this tunnel and easily won. And we will see if this will happen in this instant too. So let's jump right into. The Onitashi begins. She has a speed value of 6, so therefore she uses a run action and runs straight forward. This is followed by the Slayer Dragoon, who more or less copies the activation of the Onitashi and follows her. And not to stay behind and maybe being ambushed by this golem, the Taskmage Explorer has only a move value of 5, therefore she's a bit slower, but that doesn't matter because she's still within reach. So I forgot to put a token there. Now, absolutely within reach. I think I will start with the Onitashi. She will activate. Walk actually here. Because of her sweeping ability, I wanted to activate her, because then otherwise the Slayer Dragoon would be at risk. So staying outside of 1 inch, so that the golem is not able to use his own attack action. Therefore the golem will dodge. Let's see if the dodge is successful. He has an agility of 6. Let's get here. It's a 14. So the golem will not dodge the attack of the Onitashi. Now, looking at the profile of the Onitashi, her greatsword has stamina -1. Stamina is 2, therefore 1 attack. She's Arms Master and she uses her Fencing 3. Here it is, Fencing 3, to get another additional attack, therefore 3 attacks in total. And as you can see here, she has advantage against large and huge creatures, and the golem is a huge target. Let me just walk a little bit around the table. Therefore she is allowed to reroll dice. So it's an 11, a 14 and a 19. She has an offense value of 16, therefore the 19 will be rerolled. And with the 2, these are 3 hits. And the power is toughness 13 plus 2, therefore 15. The golem has an armor value of 8, therefore 7 or less to wound. 3 13s. Therefore no wound this time. And that was the activation of the Onitashi, but the golem, because of his dodge action, is allowed to get into contact or walk. So next, the Slayer Dragoon will activate. She will also stay outside of 2 inches. The golem, or within 2 inches, outside 1 inch, the golem again will try to dodge. Let's see if he is able to do it this time. 6 or less. With a 12, he is unable to dodge. The Slayer Dragoon has only a strike value of 1 with their Slayer's Lance, but since this is an unwieldy weapon, let me just check. I think she's allowed, yeah, when the performing an attack with this item while not mounted, a model may reroll 1 attack roll of 1. Yeah, getting it to focus. Come on. Okay, I hope you guys believe me. So therefore, offense of 17. It's a 14. It is enough to hit. I really have to check more often about the focus. And now, the Slayer Dragoon has a power of toughness of 12 plus 3, 15, and she has her Assassination 1, which once again gives plus 6. Therefore, she is a total of 15 or 21 minus the armor of 8. 21 minus 8, therefore we are at, yeah, let me calculate, 13. I think it's 13 or less. And a natural 1 is enough to wound the golem. Since the weapon has also the cleave ability, this will cause 2 wounds to the golem. And now I have actually to look up if huge is still within range of 2 size categories, because the Slayer Dragoon is medium and she has a knockback quality, therefore large, huge, she's able to knock back the golem 1 inch because it's a knockback 1 quality. The golem is knockback 1 inch from the Onitashi, therefore only the golem, or actually the golem would have dodged here and now 1 inch away. It is still not in contact with the Onitashi, and since it is a reach of 0, it has to be in base-to-base contact to engage our target. Therefore, the last one to activate is the Taskmatch Explorer, who has an agility of 12. She walks a little bit closer in her activation, and she casts her Mana Blast at the golem, trying to destroy it. So 2 dice, because strike value equals stamina, 14 or less. It's a 20 and a 14. She uses her Wizard class to reroll the 20. With a 7, both are hitting. Power 14, armor 8, 1, 6 or less, and the golem is destroyed. It's an 8 and a 12. Therefore, the golem is still around. Now let me prepare the hostiles turn, and I'll let you join them. Back at the hostiles turn, as you can see, I already moved this gargoyle up to here, and this gargoyle I moved intentionally here, so that the golem has a chance to, if he passes his awareness check, to walk closer. First activation, 6 or less. It's a 5. He's allowed to walk, and therefore he will use his run action to run a total of 6 inches closer, stomping forward. And with that, the Onitashi is definitely within range of his 3-inch awareness, and with that he will activate again and get into contact with the Onitashi. And now the Onitashi has a defense of 10 and an agility of 10. Since the golem will attack her, the Onitashi will use her first activation to declare a dodge and try to avoid the hit. So, the Onitashi, 1 die, 10 or less. It's a 6. And with a 6, the golem needs a natural ones, therefore critical hits. Offense of 10, 18 and 17, not enough. And with this, the Onitashi is able to dodge a little bit back. Now, the next activation. The still engaged golem activates and walks into contact with the next model, which will be the Slayer Dragoon, who in her turn will react by using a dodge action. The Taskmatch Explorer will use an attack action with the redirect damage onto the Slayer Dragoon, because this time she can see the golem, which was not the case previously. And the Onitashi will stay where she is. She will not react to it. Starting with the Taskmatch Explorer, needing a 14 or less. With an 11, the Slayer Dragoon is protected. The Slayer Dragoon has an agility of 12, therefore 12 or less to dodge. It's a 4, therefore the golem needs natural ones, 13 and a 17. The golem misses, the Slayer Dragoon dodges back far enough that the second activation of the golem will be into contact with the Onitashi, which will trigger, I hope she's still within 2 inches, she is, which will trigger another round of reactions of all 3. This time the Onitashi will use a dodge action, the Slayer Dragoon will use an attack action, and the Taskmatch Explorer once again will use her attack action to cast redirect damage onto the Onitashi, beginning with the Taskmatch Explorer. It's a 2, therefore the Onitashi is protected. Now this Slayer Dragoon with her single attack, 14, and her defense value is 8, therefore she does not hit the golem. The dodge of the Onitashi, it's a natural 1, therefore the golem needs natural ones too. But with a 6 and an 8, even if these are 2 good rolls, it's not enough to hit the Onitashi, who just dodges 1 inch away. So, I quickly prepare the turn for the party and I'll let you join afterwards. The second turn of the neutrals will begin with the Onitashi. The Onitashi will rock a little bit differently, basically going here, still being within outside of base to base contact with the other golem, but within 2 inches with the other golem, because her greatsword has the ability Sweep 1. And what Sweep 1 means, it's the upper one, even if it's not in focus, means that all models in the front arc of her will be hit with her attack. So with this, the 2 golems will react. Since they are not in base-to-base contact, both will try to dodge. Beginning with the golem at the bottom, it's a 3. Therefore, this one dodged successfully. The golem at the top, also a 3. Both golems dodged. Therefore, the Onitashi needs a hit of for a natural 1 to hit the golems. 5, 11, and 16. Sorry. Therefore, no hit. Both golems will dodge closer towards her. So let me just move them here. And now both golems are in contact with her, which causes the Onitashi to be in combat or engaged. Now, next the Slayer Dragoon will activate. She will attack this golem, who will try to dodge again. With the 12, it is not enough. Now the Slayer Dragoon, 1 attack, 17 or less. It's an 18, but since she's not mounted, she's allowed to reroll. And with a 5, she is able to hit this time. Power 21, minus 8, 13 or less to wound. It's an 11. The golem takes 2 wounds. He only had 3 hit points, therefore this golem is destroyed. So, the next activation will be once again the Slayer Dragoon. And the Slayer Dragoon will move 6 inches around, getting up to here, still outside of the range of the golem. And she will attack the golem. The golem will use its dodge action, try to evade the attack. 6 or less. It's a 7, close but not enough. The Slayer Dragoon, 17 or less, it's a 9. Once again, 13 or less to wound. It's an 8, therefore, since it has this attack has the cleave special ability, 2 wounds at the golem, and it walks towards the Slayer Dragoon. And now, since the golem's out of action, the Onitashi will activate, still within 2 inches of the golem, and the golem out of reaction is unable to try and attempt to dodge, therefore 3 attacks, 16 or less. 18, 20, this is a bad roll. 18 and a 20, come on, let me get this into focus. Here's a 20. Here you can see, hopefully, an 18. Yeah, now we are in focus. So these 2 not hitting, and the other one is a 5. And now, needing a 7 or less to wound. With a 9, the golem is still there and kicking. Most likely in the next turn, he's actually doing that. Thinking about the Task Mage Explorer, what she can do. Confused Target, Ward, Dispel Magic, Mana Burst will be within friendly fire, which will be not optimal. So with this, she will just move a little bit and be ready for the hostiles' turn. So let me prepare this. This was not quite as assumed. I thought that they would destroy this golem too, but it didn't happen, and now we will see what will happen in the hostiles' second turn. I prepared, and I'll let you join afterwards. For the hostiles' second turn, you can see I did not move the gargoyle so far. This is because I will activate the golem first, and in case he should get destroyed, the gargoyles maybe can jump in. So, as said, the golem will activate first. The Slayer Dragoon tries to dodge, and the Task Mage Explorer will cast redirect damage, and I even want to attempt the Onitashi a single attack. So, starting with the Task Mage Explorer, redirect damage, it's a natural 20, so this fails. The Onitashi, a single strike, with a 13, it's above her defense value of 10, therefore she misses 2. The Slayer Dragoon, dodge at 12 or less. It's 12 exactly enough to dodge. And the Golem, with its 2 attacks, needing a 10 or less. 15 and a natural 1. The natural 1 actually hits the Slayer Dragoon. Power of 15, armor of 5, therefore 10 or less to wound. It's a 6. And the Slayer Dragoon is wounded despite her attempt to dodge away. So, the Golem is still engaged because he's within 2 inches of the Onitashi. And this would have been a prime moment for the redirect damage spell if it would have been successful. And next, the second activation. Priority is the closer target, therefore the Onitashi, who will try to dodge, and the Task Mage Explorer will try to cast once again redirect damage. So, second attempt, redirect damage. This time it's a 6, therefore it is successful. The Onitashi will dodge. With a 7, she actually managed to dodge, except when if the Golem should roll another natural 1. 2 4s is a great roll, but not enough to hit the dodging Onitashi. So, and with that, the Gargoyle will use its ward action to get here. And now it is within range of the Slayer Dragoon, because lowest hit die, which is with 1. Also the Task Mage Explorer has 1 point, but the Slayer Dragoon is closer and within range. Therefore, the Gargoyle will attack. The Slayer Dragoon once again will dodge. With a 7, it is she successfully dodges. The Gargoyle claws have 2 attacks. therefore needing 12 or less to hit. 4 and 20, but since the Slayer Dragoon managed to dodge with a 7, the Gargoyle misses the Slayer Dragoon, who just gets out of reach of the Gargoyle, but still stays within her own reach. Now the second Gargoyle, activating 5 inches and another 5 inches, more or less about here. Now the wound is with the Slayer Dragoon. Let me prepare the neutrals turn, and I'll see you then. Third turn for the neutrals, and it will start with the Onitashi attacking the Golem, who will try to dodge. The Golem tries to dodge with a 6. This is enough to dodge. Therefore, the Onitashi with 3 strikes, needing a natural 1, 4, 9, and 18. Which is not enough, and the Golem is now in contact with the Onitashi. Yeah, not looking good. The Onitashi tries the same again. Hopefully the Golem will not dodge this time. 17, not enough. 3 attacks, 16 or less. 8, 3, and a 12, which is enough to hit the Golem 3 times. Now, a single 7 or less is enough. 9, 4, and an 18. So with this, the Golem loses its last wound. The finishing strike is unnecessary. But now the Slayer Dragoon will activate, still within range of the Gargoyle. The Gargoyle will try to dodge. 8 or less. It's a 12. This is not enough compared to the agility of 8. The Slayer Dragoon, a single attack roll with a 12, it is enough to hit. 21 minus 5, 16 or less to destroy the Gargoyle. It's exactly a 16. And with this, the Gargoyle is destroyed. So, let me just measure something. It would be 3 inches up to here. 6 inches up to here, and absolutely within reach. So the Slayer Dragoon uses her last activation to use her special dash skill, which allows her to make a run action, or a special run action as it is mentioned, and make a strike 1 attack at the end, which is within reach of the Gargoyle. The Gargoyle tries to dodge. It's a 6, this is enough to dodge. Now the Slayer Dragoon needs a critical hit. It's a 14, which is not enough. And with this, the Gargoyle actually gets into contact with the Slayer Dragoon. Now, the Task Mage Explorer will walk. I hope that was within 5 inches. Okay, not exactly. She will walk up to here with the first activation. This is still within half of her awareness, therefore no penalty. And she will cast Hastened Recovery. Strike 2, 14 or less. 8 and 16, rerolling the 16, 3 and 8. Therefore, healing the Slayer Dragoon 1 hit point. The second activation, she will, walk a little bit. Actually, she will walk up to here. And this will be the party's fourth turn, doesn't matter. Now I will prepare the Gargoyle and the Colossus, and I'll let you join in the next Hostiles turn. The Hostiles turn starts immediately with the Gargoyle attacking the Slayer Dragoon, who will try to dodge, and the Task Mage Explorer, who will try once again to cast Redirect Damage. Redirect Damage with a 15 is not successful. Then the Slayer Dragoon trying to dodge with a 9, it is successful. The Gargoyle needing a natural 1, 17 and 18. The Slayer Dragoon dodges back. Next activation, the Gargoyle takes after. Once again, Task Mage Explorer, Redirect Damage. This time it's an 8. Therefore successful. The Slayer Dragoon, who dodges with a 13, failed to do so. And the Gargoyle at 12 and a 5, 2 hits, thanks to redirect damage, and these are being no critical hits. The Gargoyle hits itself. Power of 12 minus armor of 5, therefore 7 or less to destroy itself. 16 and 3, the Gargoyle actually shatters at the redirect damage spell of the Taskmage Explorer. So, let me just grab these, because I will not stop the recording, I will just get on. The next turn, Taskmage Explorer, who is the one who needs to get into contact with the artifact. So now the Slayer Dragoon, 3 inches, 3 inches for the first activation. With the next activation, she will just go here. The Onitashi, 1, 2 with her first activation, and actually staying here. So just to not waste any time, the Colossus in its activation will do nothing as a hostile. Then the party will activate with the Slayer Dragoon staying here, Taskmage just being here. Wasting turn with the Colossus. Now comes the interesting turn. Will the Taskmage Explorer be able to reach with 15 inches in total the artifact, the spot? So, and stay outside of 1 inch. Okay, that should be possible. So, with the first activation, tuck, she gets up to here. And the next activation, she will walk into contact and use an action to get the artifact, and once again the Colossus will crumble. Therefore, sadly, the Colossus will not see any action again. I think I have to make a gladiator fight where models just attack the Colossus. Maybe the most physical model of each faction will get into the ring with the Colossus, and we will see who is the last one standing. But so far, the party won again. I will prepare the after action report and I'll see you then. So, after action report or after action rambling. How did the party perform in this scenario? Honestly, I expected more. The dice were not nice to the Onitashi or the Slayer Dragoon in regards of wounding the golems, even when the first turn appeared to be brilliant. But with this, I think that it was really important that the Onitashi, that the Taskmage Explorer was able to support them. And I'm curious about how they will perform in the third quest. After the first one, I was really optimistic that they will just run in the third quest, maybe kill the first Earth Elemental in the first turn. Then the second one in the next, the wounds they will receive, they will heal them with the Taskmage Explorer's magic. But no, I'm not so sure about it. And since I'm playing a neutral faction, my options about the upgrades with the 10 extra equipment points are very limited. Additional protection would be an option to increase the armor by 2 but reduce the agility by 2, which does not sound like a great idea because the Slayer Dragoon has an agility of 12 already and will try to dodge, and the Onitashi has an agility of 10 and a defense of 10. Therefore, I think I prefer still being able to dodge. But the camaraderie upgrade, that only makes it able to use the authority stratagem of a party leader. Since I'm not playing currently with leaders and stratagems, this is a wasted one. The imported casting amplifier will give plus 4 inch reach on spells, so this might be useful for our Taskmage Explorer who last time took the flying carpet. Imported crossbow gives a crossbow, which is a range attack, and none of these are actually very accurate, so maybe also to skip. King of the Battlefield gives a spear with a reach of 2 inches. Might be something to think about. Pouches increase the carrying capacity, so the inventory slots, and utility tool gives a dagger. So all in all, I think it will be the imported casting amplifier, since the first aid upgrade already is within the party. We're looking at the Taskmatch Explorer, and therefore, next to the imported casting amplifier, maybe she will also get a crossbow. I don't know. Or I will just, let the recruitment points go away because they are not very useful. With all that said, it's far too long for this rambling, so I will pack up, have fun gaming, and I'll see you next time. Bye!